Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, and today we're taking a look at Play Arts Sky, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. And as you can see, all her accessories are accounted for right here in this photo, and they're all applied to the figure, except for, her extra hands and stuff like that. You can actually take the bow out, out of her hand, and then apply it where she can just kind of wear it over her shoulder, and on her back, there's a place that you can just plug it in there. But anyways, I'm going to put her on her stand, which is pretty common for all the Play Arts figures to come with, and it just looks the same as all the rest of them, but looks very good. I like her with her bow. It's kind of her signature weapon there. Then you can see that she has her two little grappling. I don't know what to call them. I'm going to call it a grappling hook. I don't know what the correct name for it is. It's not important. But you can see that her arrows is a separate accessory, which we'll take a look at those here in a second. Her knife, which is a separate accessory, and also her gun, which is a separate accessory as well. But I like the way this figure looks. I haven't played the game yet, just because I have PS4 and this thing's been exclusive for the Xbox, and I'll be able to finally play this thing December whenever it releases for PS4, and I'm going to have all the DLC and all that stuff, so really excited about this figure. The other one from the first video game, as you can kind of see as far as a size comparison, is a little bit shorter. So Play Arts, they've started doing these things. I don't know how long it's been going on for, because I only have, I don't know, I think 3 Play Arts figures, and 2 of them are Tomb Raider figures. But they started doing this thing where she's probably about 7.25, or 7.5 inches, to where she's probably more like that 10 inches or maybe 10.5 inches tall. So a little bit of a difference there. I like them both a lot, but the detail in her face is a lot better than it is in the initial figure that came out here. As far as details all over the the rest of the place, I think they're fine in this figure, and they're fine in this one as well. It really depends on which one you like as far as height. I say get them both if you're a fan. But as far as the face sculpt and detail, very good in this one. Excellent in the Rise of the Tomb Raider figure. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at some of her accessories. First thing I wanted to do before we do that is this hand, when it's holding the bow, you can see in this pose to where her thumb does stick out just enough to where you can rest this arrow like on top of that thumb, which I think is really cool, because a lot of figures that you have, because I've got some Green Arrow figures and stuff like that, they have one hand holding the bow and the other one holding an arrow, or a hand that's made to hold an arrow, and you just put the arrow in there if you can get it in there, but then it doesn't sit on top of his thumb, and it just kind of looks weird. He's just kind of holding that arrow, basically kind of like out of place like this. You just kind of get it as close as you can. This actually has a joint where you can get it right up against there, and it also sits on the thumb to where it looks like she's about to really shoot it. So as far as accuracy and just little detailed things like that, this figure does have it. So take a look at the. All right, so now take a look at the accessories from left to right. First off, you see that we have this group of arrows here. These just fit in the back. Let me just get those to focus a little bit better. You can see that the ends of them are all painted silver. And then you have that kind of beige with black wash binding going around that. And then you have the weathering here on the feathers to where they're white with the black little lines there, and also the black wash going throughout here. So this looks really good. Instead of them all being individual and stacking up on each other, this kind of like separates them a little bit, and looks a little bit better whenever you put them into the back of the holder there. The next one is the hand that holds the single arrow. Now, this thing is very key, just like I've kind of mentioned before, to where I've gotten DC Collectibles Batmans before where they don't have a hand that's molded with a grappling hook in its hand, so it's hard to get it in there and it doesn't look right. Or even Green Arrow, to where he comes with an arrow that you can barely place in a hand that's meant to be for the arrow, but it falls out all the time and it's hard to keep that pose. This one's awesome because you get the nice paint on that we've already pointed out with that grouping of arrows, but you can see to where it's attached to this hand, to where it actually comes through there through the fingers, which it's just molded this way. This is the only purpose for this hand, and I absolutely love it. It just helps out for whenever you're trying to pose the figure and you finally get in one and then the arrow falls off, and now you gotta look all over the place for that thing. So very nicely done. Glad they did that. You get this hand here, which its only purpose is to hold this bow. So I just wanted to kind of show you that, and you can see that she's got dirt underneath her fingernails or around her cuticles and stuff like that. So kind of fits the character because she's, you know, been digging in dirt and out in the wildlife and stuff like that. So then her bow, which is not really any black wash or anything on this, so it's just kind of just a natural color, but the string is a rubbery band type of string there, and I like that instead of it just being a black string, which something that would feels like it would fray over time, and also that if you know, it would also maybe if it bent a little bit or it got stretched out, then you'd have it kind of just sagging at the bottom. But this is very nice. I like that. Then you have these two hands, which you can hold a couple of different things. Again, with the dirt going around the cuticle, so very nicely done. You can use the knife as what it fits in there, and it's just all black except for there's some silver paint down here, so that is actually silver. Down here as well to kind of signify, you know, the sharp end, but this will fit in the hands just like this, or you can put it in the other one, whichever one you prefer. Then you also have these little things here. I don't know exactly what to call them, but anyways, they have a black right here. You can see the silver studs on both sides. Oh, there you go there. And then the bindings, which is kind of a natural or beige color where it has the black wash to it. Bindings there. Nice red paint going throughout here. And then you can see the silver little studs painting on there. And then also the silver here at the edges and going up on the top. So everything looks very nice, very clean. You don't see any of the red running into the silver or into the black, or, you know, red into silver. So everything looks very nice, very clean. And same thing with this one over here. It's the exact same thing, and those just fit in the hands like so. So very nice. Then you have this hand here, which its really only purpose is to point at people or to hold the gun, which you see here, which has a brown handle, two silver studs. Same on the other side. The rest of it's just all black, but that's what it looks like, and it's in the hand just like so, and that's what it'll basically look like whenever it's in her hand. And then you have just these two hands, which are really for nothing. If you wanted to apply all the accessories onto her, these are the two hands. I guess you would just slide on there, and or she karate chop and stuff like that. So anyways, that's a look. Now that we looked at the accessories, let's go ahead and put those on her. So where these actually go, you can see the kind of the little, you know, the butt line here, but you can see that the belt, and it has this gap here. Just these little hooks right here. You're just going to place one there and grab the other one, and as one falls out, get those and just kind of hook them right there and press down like that. To just kind of hold those into place. There's nothing holding them on except for the hook, so those will just kind of set here like so behind her leg, and they'll stay there as long as you know, you don't turn the figure upside down or anything like that. So let's put the other things on her. Her knife, that's just going to slide it back here. Her gun, obviously going to go in the holster right here. Then with her arrows, you can put those up here at the top. And then there is a little hole here, and as you saw before, you know, there's a peg here, so you can just slide this over her hand, and that can fit right there to where that stays in place. And there you have her with all her accessories, and that's where their locations and stuff go. So anyways, let's take a look at some of the nice details of this figure. We can get the bow out here. And I'm just going to take everything off so it doesn't get in the way. But don't lose your hair, girl. All right, starting off with the head sculpt. I mentioned before that this head is, and face sculpt is just absolutely beautiful. You can see that she's got like some dirt and stuff on her face, which is really cool. Just we saw her fingernail, so it's only you know, makes sense that she has dirt on the rest of her body and stuff like that. But you can see that she has some really nice eyes. You can see some light brown eyes, and then you can even see the pupils and some kind of like eyeshadow here at the back corners of the bottom of her eye. You can see her eyelashes individually painted, and also the eyebrows. One of the cool things, I don't know how well it's showing off on camera, but a lot of these figures to where you just see kind of a line going, and that's the eyebrow. This actually has the individual little hairs kind of stenciled in, which I think is pretty cool. You can see that she has a green necklace medallion thing down there. So very nicely done. Then also, taking a look at the back here, you can see that she has, quite a few different colors back here. Even going around here with the belt, where you can see this is brown, but the black wash, and then also this looks like they're little bullets, but brown, and you can see the black wash. The buckle is painted silver. The bullets are individually, kind of painted like a gold, which looks really good. This is a darker green on, this a little case for the knife. You can see that the inside here is brown, and then going down here at the bottom that it's brown as well. You can see the buckles are painted, and that's all over the figure. All the buckles are painted. This nice silver here, here at the the legs and stuff like that. Even here at the feet. So all the buckles, that's all in one shot there, painted, but everything that's brown has a nice black wash to it. Even the greens in her coat, you can see that there's some sections that are darker green, and there's some that are lighter green, so I wanted to kind of point those out. And then she's got this cuff pulled back some, so you can see where it's seamed together, like you would see in just about all jackets. It would be that darker color there, but on the inside it's lighter colored. So that's just a little detail. You can go look at all your jackets. They're all probably done like that, if they're made kind of like this denim material. I'm just assuming this is kind of like a green denim, but that's what it will look like. You can see some more brown little bands going across here. We'll get into it in articulation, but you can see it's not lined up here. Whenever you do move this, then little strap going across here is not lined up anymore, so that's one of the things that kind of looks a little strange, but I can look over and you can just use the waist articulation. But you can see her buttons, which are just kind of sculpted in and painted, and the boots also have a gold zipper going down here, little silver stud, and then I already pointed out the buckle. So that's kind of a little look at the details on the figure. I think it's really nice. See the belt is painted up underneath here. But let's go ahead and get into the articulation of the figure. First thing is you have the head, but there's also connected to that is the neck joint. So you got a ball joint in the neck and you have one in the head. So if you just wanted to, when you move this, I think it automatically kind of goes with the neck. You can see that the neck's moving, that little necklace is. So if you want to just move the head, you kind of have to hold the neck. And her hair is this soft rubbery plastic, so that if it's kind of in your way, then you can just kind of shove it to the side however you need to do. So you can tilt her head however you need to, and because you have those two ball joints, they kind of work together, and she can look all over the place if she wants to. So with the back piece, with the ponytail here in her hair, this rotates, as you can kind of see, and we rotate it this way, yeah, and it can kind of bend back and forth however you need to. So you need some poses to where it's like she's falling, and the wind's blowing one way. So however you need to do, it does work with the figure. So I do like that. Come here, leg. All right, as far as the chest area goes, this can go all over the place, as you can kind of see. So it bends back and forth. And then you have the waist, which is up under here. You can see that joint there, and this bends all over the place. So if you wanted to kind of keep that little strap there connected the way it is, then I guess you could just turn right here. But the fact that you have all this articulation is really nice for the figure. Then let's go with the arms. You see these little slits right here. That's because this is kind of a soft rubbery plastic. That way, if you needed to move up with the shoulder, you can kind of see how that lifts up with that shoulder, and it doesn't hinder it at all. That way, whenever you need to use the bow and pull that arrow back, however you need to do. So the arms, they do move quite a bit this way. They go back and forth, and however you need to do with them. The elbows, they do bend a little more than 90 degrees. They also, rotate here. The hands, they rotate and they bend back and forth. They can go in and out, and you just kind of flip it this way, and now they can go up and down. So that's how you do those. The legs, this kind of the crotch area and backside, it's kind of just a separate rubbery piece that kind of hides the joints. So sometimes you can see them, you just kind of have to readjust it. But with the legs, these can go forward quite a bit there. As you can see, it looks a little strange there. But anyways, that's the first time that's happened. But they can go back quite a bit just because that piece is kind of that soft rubbery plastic. And kind of been in and out here. This is covered up really good, but because you have the slit here, you can kind of see the inside of the leg, so you just kind of move that over to where you don't see that, and then go in and out quite a bit too. And those joints are really good and strong. You can hear them clicking. The legs, thigh cut, as you saw earlier, the leg just popped off. So this one's a little bit looser as far as wanting to pop off and on, even though that was the first time that happened. This one's on there really solid, so this one just kind of rotates there. The legs, 180 as far as the knees go, and the feet or boots, they go back and forth, and you can rotate those however you need to do. Now, as far as poses go, she did one earlier with the what was it, bow and arrow. Let's do one. What's up with this leg? All right. Where she's kind of just on her knee right here. So I've had her actually in this pose for, I don't know, since I got her. And until I decided that I wanted to, maybe shoot some reviews again this week. But you put several different accessories, in her hands. We'll go ahead and throw these things in here. And we'll put the other one in this hand, since these are the hands that we have equipped right now. But as far as, she sits on her, on her knee, kind of like kneeling down. Very good. And I think that's, pretty cool. You wanted to set her like that, but the fact that she's able to do that is, the thing that I'm really wanting to point out, not my skills in posing figures, because that's not very good. But then you put all her accessories on her or whatever. But as you can see, she can move pretty well. So anyways, that's kind of my look at the Rise of the Tomb Raider Play Arts Kai Lara Croft. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I was able to help you out on your decision on whether this is something you want to buy or not. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.